If you have ever said to yourself, I have no willpower, and you got frustrated with that, this video is for you. Turns out you are not weak, you're actually perfectly designed. The fact that you're craving processed foods and artificial things actually proves that that design is working. So that's what we're going to dig in today, and I'm going to give you really a first step towards freedom. My name is Lori Dorneman, and I'm a coach for the faster way to fat loss. And I love delving into the reasons why I do what I do. And I think it just is really helpful to understand kind of what's below the waterline. So today we're going to take a little field trip into what motivates us. I don't know if you've had this experience where you just decide you're going to do something and you create this big plan, and an hour later you find yourself in the pantry eating all the things, and you're wondering to yourself, like, what just happened there? Like, I was going to do this and then I succumbed to this, bag of chips. Like, what happened? Literally, there is nothing wrong with you. You were just doing what you were designed to do, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. This information is found in the book The Pleasure Trap, and I read this probably a decade ago, but it has really served as a guidepost for me as I've been walking this path of health. So let's talk about how our bodies were created. Within us, we have a motivational system, and the authors of The Pleasure Trap called it the Motivational Triad, meaning three things. Number one, we seek pleasure. Number two, we avoid pain. And number three, we conserve energy. So let's talk about how that works in real life. Seek pleasure, avoid pain, conserve energy. That triad, that motivational triad, really benefited our ancestors, and you were alive because they followed that, those understandings. Seeking pleasure, eating great foods that really helped them stay alive. They avoided the pain of, the bear traps. They avoided the pain of poison mushrooms. And then they really conserved their energy and got done what they needed to get done throughout the day. So seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, conserving energy. That is why you and I are alive, because that motivational triad and our ancestors really naturally followed that. The problem becomes when you and I, in our modern day environment, just allow our biology to take over. Think about this. Seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, conserving energy. That looks like a McDonald's drive-thru. I'm seeking the pleasure of, a cold soda or a milkshake, and I'm going to have a big old Big Mac and some very tasty fries. That's pleasure. I'm going to avoid the pain of going to my house and chopping up all those vegetables and making the food, and I'm conserving the energy. And so can you see how following this motivational triad has really become a pleasure trap? When I first learned about this motivational triad, the pleasure trap, it made so much sense to me because it kind of explained why I was doing the things that I was doing. So in this video, I just wanted to make this kind of a short introduction to the pleasure trap to help you understand you are not weak-willed. If you really have a hard time sticking to a plan of action, you are really doing what you were designed to do, and that is seek pleasure, avoid pain, and conserve energy. And I really want to create an understanding of those feelings that you have and not have shame about them, but really delve into them, and so you can design a life that you really, really love, working with these motivations, not against them. The good news is that these motivations can be retrained, and that's what I get so excited about. So it's really the step towards freedom is understanding, like, oh, these are the things that are moving within me. These are the motivational triad. This is the motivational triad within me. I seek pleasure. I really work to avoid pain, and I conserve energy. Acknowledge that, because food freedom isn't about willpower. It's about wisdom. And the more you understand how you were designed, the easier you will have learning to live in alignment with that design. I love thinking about these kind of things. It just really helps me on the path. So in our next video, what we're going to talk about is really the difference between pleasure and happiness, and how those two things can help us along the path. I mean, you're really going to love learning about that right there.